Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew and today we are going to be taking a look at the Youtooz Collectibles Toho Godzilla line King Ghidorah. This is a figure that I've been rather excited for recently, and honestly, it's sick. But first, you know what? Let's just go over the nitty gritty, the sculpt and paint, stuff like that. So first up, the sculpt and paint, honestly, it's pretty well done. I will say the sculpt. We'll talk about the paint in a sec, but the sculpting is actually very unique. And I say unique because I'm not talking about the body proportions. There have been plenty of King Ghidorah figures that have been chibized, have been made into a chibi before. What makes this Ghidorah design different to the others is that this isn't based on a specific King Ghidorah design. This is a mixture of all the classic King Ghidorahs that we've come to know from the Godzilla series, i.e. the Heisei King Ghidorah, which as you can tell by the feet, the Showa era Ghidorah, although I think this is more reminiscent of Heisei, but the Showa Ghidorah kind of had these similar types of wings, and the GMK Ghidorah, which you can definitely kind of see that this is in fact the GMK Ghidorah because it features the little Varan horn at the top, which is an added touch that I think Youtooz absolutely nailed. Like when I first saw this, I thought it was the GMK Ghidorah, but then I realized that this was like the Heisei or Showa era foot, since basically for a little bit of background, the GMK Ghidorah had 3 toes with 1 back bent toe. The Showa and Heisei Ghidorahs had 4 toes that looked a lot like Godzilla's, and here it's there, but those are obviously the GMK heads. That being said, the mixture of all the sculpted details is absolutely phenomenal. You got like the basic, detailing, kind of scales you find on Ghidorah. It goes all the way down to the bottom, and, even throughout the chest and such, it's just so beautifully done. I just love it. The back looks great. The necks actually have pretty damn what would appear to be spiky parts, although they are actually rather blunt. Like, yeah, it would take some force to actually stab yourself with it, but it's not that bad. You think just it goes, nope, it's actually fairly blunt, and I like that. Youtooz knew that this Ghidorah would be super sharp if that were the case. But nope, they decided to dull it down, which I do definitely appreciate. Twin tails are pretty damn sweet. Kind of tucked to the back. The toes look pretty nice. The faces look phenomenal once again with the classic Youtooz style eyes. Looks like Ghidorah's just happy, having a good old time, destroying Japan or something. The wings, really nicely solid and detailed, and overall look really nice. As well, you can kind of rub your finger on there, and it'll feel really nice to just, I don't know. Now it's just starting to sound wrong. And also the neck detail. It got some nice little ridges in there. It looks really natural and really nice. It looks like Ghidorah. And it goes without mentioning the teeth. They are, well, hold on, I'll get to the color in just a sec. But the sculpted details are, again, really well done. They're individually sculpted, which I definitely do appreciate. And I think they all share the same facial expressions. I think I would have liked to see a little bit more variety, but I mean, this still gets the job done, Although it does look like they're just devilishly smiling, which I absolutely do appreciate. I mean, it's King Ghidorah. Come on. So yeah, I've got the nice Van Horn and stuff. This is great, right? Notice how I haven't been talking about the paint. Yeah, the paint, on the other hand, kind of leaves okay, I think I just spat. Kind of leaves a little bit to be desired. What I mean by this is, it only has 2 colors, not counting the text at the bottom. The only 2 colors are red and yellow. That is it. No dry brushing, no color variation, it's just all the same color. Now, admittedly, I shouldn't be bashing this thing too hard, but at the same time, for $30, I've seen figures at that price point that are painted way better than this. Although the red application that is there, it's applied really solidly. Like, look at the tongue in there. You know, I wish they could have added a little bit of detail on the tongue, but the application on the teeth, pretty well done, especially the bigger teeth. You know, the gums are really apparent, the membranes are really apparent. And even though that in the, hold on, I can actually bring it up here. In the promo shots, because keep in mind they do recreate the promo shots via this, there is obviously black eyes. These are not black eyes, so maybe, please, next time get that right. But, I mean, it's overall nicely done for what they did. You know, I'm not bashing it. I just kind of wish there was a bit more paint variety, but overall, it's still not a bad release, you know. It's not bad in the sculpted and paint department at all. Well, the paint leaves a little bit to be desired. The sculpt more than makes up for it by having a nice mixture of literally every Ghidorah design, majorly at least, pretty much rammed into one. So, Youtooz, Ghidorah definitely wins in the sculpt and paint department. Not so much paint, but the sculpt and the sculpted details definitely make up for it. Okay, guys, so I just realized I'm kind of an idiot. When I went to go ahead and do size comparisons, which, yes, we are going straight to size comparisons. What? Yeah, this figure does not have any articulation nor accessories. No, the box does not count, nor does the box protector that's packaging. But yeah, I'm kind of an idiot. I thought the little frill that's right here that kind of curls up was the part of the GMK Ghidorah. Yeah, no, it's not. It's part of the Showa Ghidorah. Yeah. There's a small little tiny little crescent that's on Ghidorah's forehead. That's literally what's on here. So, yeah. But I mean, he still looks like the GMK Ghidorah. You know, he has the bigger fangs. He has the. I'm really struggling at this point. But yeah, he does look like the GMK Ghidorah still to me. But yeah, speaking of which, here he is, as for size comparisons, with the Mezco Destroy All Monsters Round 2 set, King Ghidorah, with his gravity beams with the base, and the Bandai Creations GMK King Ghidorah 2001. So as you can see, he's definitely not as big as the other two King Ghidorah figures that I have. But that being said, he's still of the size of a line that you guys definitely know and love. And for some more size comparisons, here he is next to some other mini King Ghidorahs that I have in the collection with the Bandai Banpresto Deformation King Ghidorah 2019 from Godzilla King of the Monsters, 2019 of course, and the Bandai mini blind bag mini figures blind bag King Ghidorah from 1991 from Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah 1991. And, yeah, I think, when I initially said his review, I kind of said that he was the closest thing to a King Ghidorah Funko Pop. Yeah, I don't think I stand by that anymore. I mean, because he's, like, literally too realistic. He fits right in. Give him, like, solid black eyes and literally just, it's a pop at that point. Also, you may want to go over that logo at the bottom if you're planning on making a custom Youtooz, Funko Ghidorah. So yeah. And speaking of Funko Pops, here he is next to some Godzilla Funko Pops, both from the classic series and the modern Godzilla vs. Kong series, with which we have here with us the original release Funko Pop for Godzilla, the 2021 Godzilla vs. Kong standard Godzilla, the original Godzilla not really general release, it was an exclusive, kind of glow in the dark, Spitfire, Heat Ray, Atomic Breath, whatever you want to call it, and the Heat Ray Godzilla from 2021 Godzilla vs. Kong. No, it's not the glow in the dark version, I wish it was. Or I wish I had one. And speaking of Youtooz figures, here is the comparison you guys have probably been waiting for. The entire collection of Godzilla vs. Kong figures from Youtooz. And, as you can obviously tell, no, unfortunately, they do not scale with each other. That being said, I don't think you should be getting Youtooz for scaling. If you're looking for figure scaling, Youtooz is not your line, because King Ghidorah is actually tied for the second smallest, I believe, in the line, because looking at it, it's actually like, well, we're not counting this line, we're counting the original line. I remember seeing that Mecha Godzilla was actually the tallest. Godzilla and Ghidorah are about the same height, and Mothra is just a tad bit shorter than everyone else, probably because she's on a flight stand, which you think would boost up her height tremendously. But no, King Ghidorah is definitely the second smallest, but I'm not sure if that counts the wings. Probably does, but if that does count the wings, that just makes him even smaller. But yeah, here's what he looks like with everyone else from the Godzilla vs. Kong line. I don't own any other figures from the original Godzilla line yet. I am currently coming into some situations that I could very well get out of some Godzilla Youtooz figures. Keep in mind, I don't actually work a job right about now, but I definitely will in the future, whether that's soon or way far. But I mean, that to be fair, that is kind of, something we all have to do in life. But yeah, yeah. So he does not scale with any of the monster versus Godzilla versus Kong stuff, unfortunately. So if you're hoping to have him face off against Godzilla with Heat Ray, sorry to say this, no. Also, by the way, the Heat Ray is my own custom beam. Also, just to kind of throw this little size comparison in, here he is next to my very first King Ghidorah figure ever, the Panic and Destruction bootleg 4-pack set with King Ghidorah, Godzilla, Gigan, and Rodan. And as you can clearly see, I needed the upgrade. Well, I've been saying this for years, and at this point, you can consider it an upgrade or downgrade, whatever you want to call it. And so, with that being all said, what are my overall final thoughts on this figure? It is honestly overall a very well done figure and a welcome release in pretty much anybody's collection. That being said, I would honestly not go ahead and buy this because this is the new hot selling figure that's taken over the collecting community by storm or whatever. Get this figure as soon as possible because this is a limited release. Yeah, Youtooz basically, like, its whole gimmick is that they release one wave of figures, one big massive wave of figures, and they never reissue them. They never re-release them. They never do any sort of, they pretty much never do anything else. It's just one release and that's it. They are done. That being said, this King Ghidorah, as I'm recording this on February 14th, 2023. It's probably going to go live the day after on February 15th, just due to some, editing stuff. But that being said, this figure pretty much demands you buy it. Because remember, if you want to buy this, it's about $30. And you're going to be spending about $5 shipping, so that's about $35. For a limited release, it's pretty dang sweet. And I'd recommend getting this figure along with the Mechagodzilla, Mothra, and Godzilla all together. And altogether, you're basically looking at a well-rounded set for... I can't even do my mental math right now, but you can get the point. But yeah, with that being said, I do recommend this. However, I don't imagine people who are just wanting a King Ghidorah figure to go out and get this. I mean, if you want a 6-inch King Ghidorah, you're better off getting one of the Bandai vinyls or that new Playmates one that's out and about with the Ultimate Titan King Ghidorah. The one with battle damage from the Monsterverse, Godzilla King of Monsters 2019 and such. But yeah, with that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys liked it, definitely subscribe to the channel. Jesus loves you. God bless you all. Go out there and spread the gospel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.